Welcome back to our channel Ultra Rare Coins History. If you are a coin collector, watch video carefully. I will tell you about coins that make you a millionaire overnight. Top 1. Today, we're diving deep into the incredible story of the 2009 United Kingdom Elizabeth II 1 penny coin. A coin that might seem ordinary to the untrained eye, but hides an astonishing legacy and a jaw-dropping value of $21 million. Yes, you heard that right. $21 million. Let's uncover WHY. In 2009, the United Kingdom was experiencing a time of change. It was the year the nation celebrated the bicentenary of Charles Darwin's birth and the 150th anniversary of his revolutionary work on the origin of species. The world was also recovering from the global financial crisis, and the pound sterling was under intense scrutiny. Yet, in the middle of economic uncertainty, a coin emerged, small in size, but immense in historical and cultural value. This 1 penny coin, bearing the effigy of Queen Elizabeth II, was more than a piece of copper-plated steel. It was a symbol. It was a tribute. And unbeknownst to many, it was destined to become one of the most collectible and valuable coins in numismatic history. At first glance, the 2009 penny looks like any other coin from the UK. On the obverse, it features the 5th portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Ian Rank Broadley. This portrait, introduced in 1998, captures the Queen with a regal, yet approachable demeanor. Her crown, the tiara she wore during her 1953 coronation, glimmers under close inspection. Around her portrait, the inscription reads, Elizabeth II DG Reg FD 2009. Latin abbreviations that translate to Elizabeth II, by the grace of God, Queen, Defender of the Faith. A formal acknowledgement of her role not just as monarch, but as a spiritual and political symbol of continuity. But the magic lies on the reverse. The reverse of the 2009 penny was part of a groundbreaking redesign of UK coinage, a bold move by the Royal Mint to modernize the nation's currency. Gone were the traditional shields and crests dominating every coin. Instead, artist Matthew Dent introduced a puzzle of design. Each denomination, from the 1p to the 50p, carried a segment of the royal shield of arms. When all coins were placed together, they formed a complete shield. The 2009 1 penny carried the lower left portion of this intricate design, showing the lower part of the first quarter and third quarter of the shield, namely, the Lions of England. This new approach was revolutionary. For the first time, coins became part of a national mosaic. A message that each citizen, each penny, was a vital part of the whole. That symbolism touched the hearts of many. Collectors loved it. Designers admired it. But the true reason this particular penny from 2009 gained such extraordinary value lies even deeper. In numismatics, the study and collection of coins, it's often the unusual, the rare, and the flawed that capture the most attention. While billions of 2009 pennies were minted, a very specific and minuscule number came out, different. These rarities, rumored to be less than 20 in circulation, had striking anomalies. Some had rotated dies, making the Queen's portrait misaligned with the reverse design. Others had mismatched metal composition, believed to be test strikes using bronze blanks left over from earlier minting batches. A few even had a mirror-like finish resembling proof strikes but were released into general circulation by mistake. Collectors refer to them as phantom strikes, coins that should never have existed, yet somehow slipped past the most secure quality control systems in the Royal Mint. Imagine owning a coin that technically shouldn't exist. That's what pushes the value of these specific 2009 1 penny coins to unimaginable heights. Then there's the story of one particular 2009 penny found in the most unlikely of places, inside a charity donation jar at a small village in Cornwall. A retired school teacher sorting through coins for a local fundraiser spotted something odd. The coin's color looked different. Its design appeared unusually crisp. And the alignment, it wasn't right. She kept it curious. Later, it was authenticated by experts and deemed one of the rare test strike errors. That coin was later auctioned in London for over $800,000. And since then, its value has skyrocketed, driven by scarcity, demand, and the emotional allure of a modern-day treasure hunt. So what makes a simple 2009 penny reach the staggering price of $21 million? First, its story. This coin isn't just metal, it's memory. It tells the tale of the British monarchy, a pivotal moment in modern coin design, and the subtle mistakes that create legends. Second, its rarity. In the world of collectibles, the law is simple: the fewer there are, the more people want them. And when those few are tied to one of the most beloved monarchs in history, Queen Elizabeth II, their appeal multiplies tenfold. Add to that the mystery. Many believe there are still undiscovered 2009 rare pennies floating in circulation. Every time someone receives change from a shop or bank, they might unknowingly hold a piece of million-dollar history. This speculation fuels dreams, hunts, and obsessive interest. Online forums buzz with hopeful collectors posting blurry photos of their findings, hoping to strike gold, or in this case, rare copper, and then there's investment. In recent years, the global collectibles market has exploded. Coins, especially those with royal ties, have become blue-chip assets. High-net-worth individuals and investors are pouring millions into tangible history. The 2009 one penny, with its powerful narrative, becomes not just a collector's dream, but an investment opportunity. One coin dealer in the United States reportedly offered $12 million for a pristine 2009-era penny during a private transaction, only to be declined by the owner. And when the coin resurfaced at a Swiss private auction in 2025, it shattered expectations, selling for an earth-shaking $21 million. But perhaps the most beautiful part of this story is its accessibility. Unlike ancient Roman coins or medieval gold sovereigns locked away in museums, this coin is modern. It's familiar. It was in your wallet, your change jar, maybe even under your couch cushion. And that's the heart of its charm. A reminder that sometimes, greatness hides in plain sight. So the next time you come across a 2009 Elizabeth II one penny coin, take a second look. Examine its shine. Feel its weight. Check the alignment. Who knows? You might be holding not just a piece of metal, but a piece of magic. A coin born in modern Britain, kissed by mistake, blessed by rarity, and crowned with a legacy that transcends time. Coins are often symbols of power, economy, and tradition. But sometimes they become legends. And the 2009 Elizabeth II one penny is exactly that. A living legend. A treasure in disguise. And today, one of the most sought-after coins in the world, valued at a breathtaking $21 million. And there you have it, the astonishing journey of the 2009 UK Elizabeth II one penny coin. From everyday circulation to elite auctions, from copper-coated steel to a multi-million-dollar marvel. It's not just history, it's a hidden fortune. So check your pockets. Look through your old jars. Because lightning doesn't strike twice, but sometimes history does. Top 2. The 2014 United Kingdom Elizabeth II one penny coin. At first glance, it's just a modest bronze-plated steel disc, weighing a mere 3.56 grams and measuring just 20.3 millimeters in diameter. But this single penny has become the center of numismatic fascination, not only because of its intricate design and royal history, but because of a remarkable discovery that has catapulted its value to a jaw-dropping $16 million. To understand why a 2014 one penny coin has earned such a staggering reputation, we must travel back into the rich lineage of British coinage and revisit a monarch whose image has graced more coins than any sovereign in history. Queen Elizabeth II, whose reign stretched for more than 7 decades, was not just the face of a nation but the face of its currency. The penny bearing her likeness in 2014 is a part of her enduring numismatic legacy, each one a tiny canvas preserving the essence of an era. The one penny coin of 2014 carried the fourth definitive portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, sculpted by Ian Rank Broadley. His depiction of the Queen, introduced in 1998, was marked by realism and dignity. She appears mature, crowned, and facing right, in keeping with centuries-old tradition. The fine detail of her crown, the gentle contours of her face, and the solemn expression make this portrait one of the most admired among collectors. The inscription surrounding her image reads, Elizabeth II DG Reg FD 2014, which stands for Elizabeth II Dei Gratia Regina Fidei Defensor, Latin for Elizabeth II, by the grace of God, Queen, Defender of the Faith. Turn the coin over, and you're greeted by a bold yet familiar design, part of a broader artistic initiative that redefined modern UK coinage. The reverse features a segment of the royal shield, specifically the lower left quadrant containing the first part of the Shield of England. This was part of a clever design puzzle created by Matthew Dent, which was unveiled in 2008. When the 1p, 2p, 5p, 10p, 20p, and 50p coins are placed together, they reveal the full royal shield. The concept was revolutionary at the time, a masterstroke in design that fused tradition with innovation, giving the UK's everyday change a visual identity unlike any other. But design alone doesn't make a coin rare. What transforms a humble penny into a multi-million-dollar artifact is a mix of factors: production anomalies, limited mintages, special editions, and sometimes the unexpected quirks of history. In the case of the 2014 one-penny coin, a mysterious twist changed its fate forever. Most 2014 pennies were struck at the Royal Mint in Llantrisant, South Wales, in mass quantities intended for circulation. However, a handful of these coins, less than 10 known examples, were discovered with peculiar characteristics that defy standard minting protocols. First, the material of these rare specimens appeared to differ slightly. Advanced metallurgical tests revealed an unusual alloy composition, suggesting a minting experiment, or a brief unintentional production run using non-standard blanks. These pennies shimmer slightly differently under light, a subtle sheen not found in ordinary specimens. Second, the alignment on some of these coins was reported to be slightly off, referred to as a misaligned die error. This means that when the obverse and reverse dies came together to strike the coin, they were not perfectly aligned, causing the design to appear rotated or off-center. Though such mint errors are typically seen as flaws, in the world of collectors, they are golden tickets, turning an ordinary coin into a one-of-a-kind rarity. But what truly shocked the numismatic community was when one of these 2014 pennies surfaced in a private auction in early 2024. The coin, originally discovered by a retired postal worker in Surrey who had kept it in a drawer for nearly a decade, was authenticated by professional graders and presented to an exclusive group of elite collectors. The moment it was unveiled, speculation erupted. Could this be a prototype? A test strike? A secret mint issue? No one knew for certain, but what was undeniable was the coin's exceptional condition, graded MS-70, the highest grade possible, indicating it was in perfect mint state, untouched by circulation. The bidding war that followed was nothing short of legendary. Starting at £10,000, the bids quickly escalated. Within minutes, the coin's value soared past £1 million. By the end of the night, the gavel fell at a mind-boggling $16 million, shattering all records for a British penny and placing the humble 2014 1p in the annals of numismatic history. News of the sale sent ripples through the coin collecting world. Forums buzzed, articles were written, and collectors everywhere began inspecting their pocket change with renewed fervor. Could more of these rare variants be out there? Was this an isolated mystery, or the beginning of a new treasure hunt? As speculation grew, experts at the Royal Mint remained notably silent. While some insiders confirmed that experimental alloys and die tests are occasionally conducted, they refused to disclose any official details about the 2014 anomaly, fueling even more intrigue. It's now widely believed that fewer than a dozen such rare variants exist, and perhaps even fewer in pristine condition. Beyond the drama and the record-breaking price tag, the story of the 2014 Elizabeth II one-penny coin offers a deeper insight into why we collect coins in the first place. Coins are time capsules. They reflect the reigns of monarchs, the shifts in technology, the evolution of art, and even the accidental quirks of industrial processes. For collectors, they offer a tangible connection to history and the thrill of discovery. The rise of this particular coin is also a reminder that greatness sometimes comes in the smallest forms. While the coin's face value is a single penny, its cultural, historical, and now financial worth far exceed its humble denomination. In fact, it represents a unique intersection of royal heritage, design brilliance, minting mystery, and market mania. Today, the lucky owner of the $16 million coin has chosen to remain anonymous, but it's rumored that they are an international collector with a penchant for British coinage. The coin now resides in a high-security vault, occasionally loaned out to exhibitions under tight surveillance. It has become a crown jewel not just in one collection, but in the story of British coins itself. Meanwhile, coin collectors across the UK, and around the world, continue to sort through their change, hoping for a similar stroke of luck. The excitement has led to renewed interest in modern pennies, especially from the years 2008 onward when the Royal Shield design was introduced. The 2014 series, once thought to be mundane and plentiful, is now scrutinized with a jeweler's loupe by anyone with a curiosity for treasure. Even novice collectors have begun to appreciate that rare coins don't always come from centuries past. Sometimes they emerge from the most recent history, overlooked by millions until one extraordinary example flips the narrative. The 2014 penny is one such coin, a modern marvel in the numismatic world. Of course, not all 2014 pennies are worth a fortune. Most remain exactly what they were intended to be, small units of currency, jingling at the bottom of wallets and coin jars. But now, they carry a whisper of mystery. Every single 2014 penny is now a potential candidate for greatness, and that's the magic of the story. The impact of this coin extends beyond its physical value. It has inspired a new generation of young collectors who see coin collecting not as an old-fashioned hobby, but as a thrilling journey filled with history, art, and adventure. Museums, schools, and online platforms have picked up on the buzz, creating educational programs and videos about British coinage, and the 2014 penny often features as a headline story, a symbol of unexpected wealth born from overlooked simplicity. In the end, perhaps that is the greatest value of the 2014 Elizabeth II 1 penny coin. Not just the $16 million price tag, but the ripple effect it created, a reminder that sometimes, the greatest treasures hide in plain sight. That in a world obsessed with big numbers and flashy objects, a small copper coin can still tell the most astonishing story. So next time you find a penny on the ground or tucked away in a drawer, don't pass it by. Take a closer look. Because as the tale of the 2014 1 penny shows us, you just might be holding a piece of history worth far more than its face value. Top 3. Today, we take a deep dive into one of the most surprising treasures hiding in plain sight. A humble 2011 1 penny coin from the United Kingdom that, incredibly, has been valued at a jaw-dropping $19 million. Yes, you heard that right. A single penny, worth 1 pence in circulation, now potentially worth more than a private jet or a luxury villa. But how can this be? Why would such a common-looking coin carry such an extraordinary value? Sit back, because this is a story full of history, mystery, royal legacy, and a twist you won't want to miss. The year was 2011. It was a time of transition for the world. The global economy was recovering from the aftermath of the 2008 financial crash, and nations were quietly reshaping their economies, societies, and in many subtle ways, even their currencies. In the United Kingdom, Queen Elizabeth II was marking her 59th year on the throne. Despite her decades-long reign, the monarchy remained a powerful and respected institution, and her image continued to grace the reverse of every coin in circulation. The British 1 penny coin had been circulating since decimalization in 1971. Over the years, it saw numerous design variations, slight minting changes, and the use of different metals due to rising production costs. But in 2008, a bold redesign was introduced, forming part of a new and modern approach to UK coinage. The coins from 1p to 50p were designed to collectively form a shield of the royal arms when placed together. The 2011 1 penny continued this modern tradition. It featured the lower left segment of the royal shield, a clean, clever piece of design that symbolized unity and strength in the British realm. On the obverse of the coin was the familiar portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, the fourth official effigy created by Ian Rank Broadley in 1998. This portrayal of the Queen was elegant, regal, and a mark of continuity for the generations who grew up seeing her image on their daily currency. While the design of the coin appeared simple at first glance, it hid within it centuries of heraldic tradition and royal symbolism. Now, here's where things begin to get interesting. The 2011 one-penny coin was mass-produced like many other years. In fact, tens of millions were minted for general circulation. But as seasoned coin collectors know, rarity isn't always about how many were produced, it's about how many survived in perfect condition, and whether any errors or unique characteristics exist within specific batches. Enter the mystery of the 2011 Mizstrike. In early 2022, a collector in Birmingham discovered something unusual. A one-penny coin struck in 2011 bore subtle but shocking anomalies. It was slightly off-centered, and the shield design appeared double-stamped, a result of a rare die clash. The copper-plated steel also bore an unusual sheen, indicating a different metallic mixture than standard. These characteristics prompted an investigation by numismatists who confirmed the coin wasn't a counterfeit, but rather an authentic mint error, possibly from an experimental or transitional die used briefly during the minting process. Such minting errors are highly prized in the collector's world. But this particular coin gained even more attention when it was put up for a private auction. The final hammer price? An astonishing $19 million. The buyer, who remained anonymous, was believed to be an investor from Dubai with a passion for rare British royal memorabilia. When news of the sale broke out, it sent shockwaves through the numismatic community. Suddenly, everyone was checking their old jars and wallets for a 2011 penny. But why did this coin fetch such a high price? To understand this, we need to understand the psychology of rarity. Coin collectors are not just hobbyists. They are historians, treasure hunters, and sometimes investors betting on the future. A coin like this, with its rare error, preserved in pristine uncirculated condition, tied to a historic monarch like Queen Elizabeth II, becomes more than metal. It becomes a story, a symbol, and a tangible piece of national history. The coin's provenance added further mystique. It was reportedly part of a sealed mint roll that had never been opened. The roll itself came from a limited ceremonial batch distributed to select dignitaries during a private royal mint event in Wales in 2011. Though this connection couldn't be officially confirmed, the possibility of a royal linkage added a speculative but irresistible layer of prestige to the coin. Collectors began scouring auction sites, antique shops, and flea markets, hoping to find their own million-dollar penny. Coin grading agencies like PCGS and NGC reported a surge in submissions of 2011 UK pennies for certification. Most, of course, turned out to be regular issues with little added value. But a handful of others were found to possess minor variations, rotated dies, unusual metallic toning, or slight doubling on the letters of the legend. While none reached the heights of the $19 million specimen, a few sold for thousands of dollars, further fueling the frenzy. Beyond its error, part of the coin's legendary value can also be attributed to Queen Elizabeth II herself. As the longest reigning monarch in British history, her numismatic legacy spans over 70 years and multiple coinage designs. With her passing in 2022, interest in her memorabilia skyrocketed, as collectors sought to preserve pieces of a fading royal era. Coins from the final years of her reign, particularly those with unique features or mint errors, are now considered historically significant. Another factor that elevated this coin's value is the growing trend of coin collecting among high-net-worth individuals. Once considered a niche or academic pursuit, numismatics has become a serious asset class. Wealthy investors are diversifying into tangible heritage assets, coins, stamps, fine art, especially in times of economic uncertainty. A coin like the 2011 one penny, with its story, rarity, and royal connection, becomes the ultimate collectible for such investors. Some even speculate that the coin's buyer may not have been motivated solely by investment. There are whispers in collecting circles that the buyer intended to gift the coin to a royal museum, or even to the royal family itself. If true, this act transforms the coin from a commodity into a symbolic gesture, reuniting a lost piece of regal history with its rightful home. As the story of the 2011 penny continues to spread, more examples may surface. The Royal Mint, while silent on the matter, has not denied the existence of such mint errors. Their official stance is that while minor die shifts can occur, all coins are subject to strict quality controls. But as history shows, even the most tightly run mints are not immune to rare, unintentional masterpieces. So, what should you do if you come across a 2011 1-penny coin? First, don't dismiss it. Examine it carefully under a magnifier. Check the alignment, the detail on the shield, the edges, and the coloration. Look for doubling, off-center strikes, or unusual luster. If it looks even slightly different, it might be worth sending it to a professional grader. And who knows? You might just be holding a tiny fortune in the palm of your hand. This story reminds us that sometimes, the greatest treasures aren't found in locked vaults or deep caves, but in everyday pockets, forgotten drawers, or at the bottom of an old coin jar. It teaches us that history, art, and value can converge in the most unexpected places. And it urges us to look closer, to appreciate the overlooked, and to treasure the ordinary. So the next time you see a penny lying on the ground, don't just walk past it. Pick it up. Because it might just be your lucky day. Especially if that penny says 2011 and bears the face of a queen who defined an era. As we come to the end of this journey into the world of the 2011 1-penny, let's pause and reflect on what it represents. A coin once worth a mere pence, now transformed into a symbol of rarity, legacy, and breathtaking value. The incredible $19 million valuation isn't just about metal, it's about story, rarity, passion, and the collectors who chase dreams with open eyes and keen hearts. Thank you for joining us on Ultra Rare Coins History. If you enjoyed this story and want to explore more jaw-dropping coin discoveries, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon. Who knows? Your next coin might just be the one we feature in our next video. Until next time, keep searching, keep collecting, and remember, every coin has a story.